The first thing that came to my mind when I thought about Midnight in Paris, even before rewatching the film, was this wonderful opening. Paris is portrayed as the setting of an enchanting atmosphere, the city of light, a place where, almost magically, Gil Pender, a screenwriter aspiring to become a novelist, gains something we all long for, that our deepest desire and dreams come true. Transported back to the 1920s, the era he idealized, when his greatest artistic idols were alive, he not only meets each of them but also witnesses firsthand how they lived, immersed in parties, alcohol, erotic dances, and endless chaos and quarrels. But, above all, with an emptiness, an agony, and a deep depression hidden behind all those glamorous Parisian nights. Magically, he also sees to whom they submitted their own artistic work. Gertrude Stein, who, amid parties, drinking, and endless quarrels, at one point in the story, reveals what is part of the mission of the artist.
We all fear death and question our place in the universe. The artist's job is not to succumb to despair, but to find an antidote for the emptiness of existence. I mean, you have a clear and lively voice. Don't be such a defeatist.
With this, the film tries to show us the core theme of the artist who, for just a few hours a week, manages to unravel the secrets and beauty of life. But who, in all the other hours of the day, struggles with an insatiable inner agony. This raises a question. If artists have such a beautiful purpose of revealing perennial beauties, why do so many of them live with this constant emptiness? What the story reveals us is that, like Gil, many were always trying to live in the past.
He says that this generation is empty and has no imagination.
Better to have lived during la Renaissance.
No, this is the golden age.
Maintenant?
C'est l'âge d'or.
Ah, pas du tout, la Renaissance, c'était beaucoup mieux.
As the film itself points out, the past is not dead. It's alive through culture. When we keep our idols alive by reading their biographies and studying their works, they live within us. But the catch is, their lives has already been lived, and we mostly see their great achievements, not the full 24 hours of their daily existence. Idealizing the past through a story that has already been told, and seeing only its carefully selected glorious moments. Meanwhile, in real life, in the present, artists often become slaves to that brief flash of light, that rare moment of brilliance in their craft, trying to stretch it across the 24 hours of their day, when the stars align and their work and life feel truly meaningful. Outside of that moment, they still crave to live in it constantly. That's why they suffer a deep agony, because the present, in its ordinary life, doesn't keep the stars aligned, nor offer a clear horizon, all day, every day. In the face of that void, they try to numb and fill it with something. In the early 20th century, that meant alcohol, parties, and a life full of wrong choices. In the early 21st century, in Gil's case, pills and medication masks his anxiety and agony. An agony that manifested itself not only as a nostalgia for the past, but in the present, as being trapped by the pursuit of a dream he couldn't fully realize. Enslaved by money, instead of simply delivering his art, he was immersed in the demands of earning and luxurious living, unable to reconcile the two sides. Not surprisingly, he anxiously looked toward the future, tormented by the sense that something was wrong in his life and in his upcoming marriage, without knowing exactly what it was. In other words, the film tries to show that, even if we magically reach what we think we want, we will realize that our dreams unfold differently than we imagined. Even if they come true exactly as we pictured, that doesn't necessarily lead to paradise. In fact, it often reveals that what we really need is something entirely different from what we thought was the path for our lives. For Gil, instead of living in the 1920s, what he truly needs is to understand that life must be lived in the present.
And look at these guys. I mean, to them, their golden age was the Renaissance. If you stay here, though, and this becomes your present, then pretty soon you'll start imagining another time was really your, was really the golden time.
However, being happy in the present is not easy when people around you are either crazy or live shallow, amoral lives. Around Gil, we see a father-in-law concerned only with the game of money and business, and Gil's fiancée and her mother, consumed by materialism, traveling the world just to shop and bolster their own status. And of course, they are surrounded by false sages, sophists and pedants who distort knowledge for the sake of status and self-display. Drowned in modern ethics, they live only by association, without reflecting on their own lives, and often come close to, driven only by inertia or a shallow feeling, marrying someone with whom they have nothing in common. Realizing the alienated path he was on, Gil understands that it's not enough to simply live in the present if that present is dominated by the surrealist fantasies of consumerism, financial power, or pretentious fake intellectualism. Instead of denying what is right in front of you, it is far better to embrace a smaller, simpler life, stepping out of the slavery to money that some modern artistic talents fall into, and pursue what you truly believe to be your vocation or mission, even if that means taking the risk of walking a path that is uniquely yours, with all its uncertainties. Actually, precisely when one decides to live in the present, even if it means facing financial uncertainties and having to confront them, Gil also realizes that he will have to face not only uncertainty, but life, in its entirety, all the 24 hours of the day. Paradoxically, the movie shows us that when you decide to accept and face the supposed agony of living all 24 hours of the day immersed in the present and in reality, with eyes wide open, truly present in the present, you might just be surprised by something small and subtle, yet extraordinary, like a simple, beautiful Parisian girl, or finding beauty in an ordinary life and in the small, ordinary actions, even in what might seem merely inconvenient, like a rainy night. And to sum it up, as said once by a Frenchman, here is a sentence that helped me a lot, and I hope it helps you too. There are privileged moments in life in which it seems that the universe lights up, that our life reveals its meaning, and that we desire the destiny we have been given as if we ourselves had chosen it. Then, the universe closes again, we once more become solitary and miserable, groping along a dark path, where everything becomes an obstacle to our steps. Wisdom consists in keeping the memory of these fleeting moments, in knowing how to make them live again, to make them the very fabric of our daily existence, and, so to speak, the habitual dwelling place of our spirit. Or, as a spiritual master once said, on the horizon line, heaven and earth seem to meet. But where they truly come together is in the heart, when you live your daily life in a holy way.